And welcome back to Bows & Company. I am your host, Emily O. And happy September, everyone. I'm joined by my company for this week, Anne, mother, life giver. How are you?
I am wonderful. Thank you so much for having me. I cannot believe it's mid-September.
I cannot believe it. I said it this morning at brunch. September flies by.
Flies.
She is moving and cruising. Mm-hmm. We are just having the most wonderful autumnal coastal afternoon. That's going to be my new thing. Coastal autumnal, you know?
Oh, coastal
it's
autumnal.
A category. Yeah, and we fall into it. Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, I am so happy to be here on the pod with you and everyone listening at home. I hope you guys are doing well. We are thrilled to be sitting down.
We are.
We've had quite the week.
We have been busy bees.
Yes.
Busy Emily O and Bows bees.
Yes. Busy bows.
Busy bows. I like it.
Speaking of bows, what is your bow for this week?
Okay. Well, I'm going to say New York City,
yes,
which I think is probably yours. That's definitely my bow.
I mean, how could it not be?
We can talk about it more, but it was so fun. I can't believe we were there last week. But if you're watching on video, another one of my bows that I've been carrying from room to room because I can't stop looking at it is right behind me. And it's we have one of those rechargeable lights. They're the little lamps.
Yes.
From Zaffarano, America. You can also get dupes on Amazon, which I have some of those as well. But this week arrived in the mail a little scalloped shade. Raffia
Only
shade.
You could find something like that.
I love it.
I love her so much. It literally is.
It is. I mean, if you're watching on video, I'm taking it off and it's just this hardy, sturdy little scalloped raffia shade and it goes right over the top. And it goes, if you have one of those, I think it goes over a mini and the regular one. I'll stop talking about it, but I love it.
I actually can't stop looking at her. Oh, she just
put
it on.
And I just turned the light on and it's really
it.
Cute. And I just have the white lamps, but you can get them in any color. So if you had like a light blue one with that little raffia thing, and those, if you do not, okay, this is a public service announcement.
Share.
If you do not have these rechargeable little lamps, I don't care if you get the ones from the Zaffarano America or if you get the Amazon ones, they are life-changing for me. You can take them outside. You just tap them on. You might start seeing, I feel like they're in restaurants a lot now.
In New York City, we kept seeing them at lots of restaurants.
Yes, and they're fun. You can hold it a little bit longer. Mine dim if you want it dimmed. But they are, and they just move. I actually have 3 of one kind, and then I think I have 4 of the Amazon ones.
Interesting.
And I love them. You line 3 of them up down the table, and I mean, that's your centerpiece.
Yeah.
You put some flowers on there. So I think that they would be wonderful for yourself, a gift for yourself. I don't know how I'm launching off on this thing, but I really have been carrying it from room to room.
I can assure you everyone is here for it.
Yes, and I think that you should treat yourself to these.
And Anne said to treat yourself.
Yes,
you have to listen to her.
You have to listen to me. We gave one to Elizabeth for Christmas, a mini one, and she kept it in her dorm room. It was gold, and now she has it in her apartment, and it's great because if you don't have enough light, I'm going to really talk about this. If you don't have enough light while you're reading, you could put one next to you, boop, tap it, and it goes off. It's great outside. They're waterproof, and then you recharge them, and you do not have to charge them very often.
We could be spokespeople for this brand.
I love them. I mean, I know a lot of people have them.
You were also ahead of the trend. I'm going to give you credit. You bought these like 3 or 4 years ago.
Probably like 4, yes, in Palm Beach.
In Palm Beach. Well, Palm Beach was ahead of the trend. No one is shocked there.
And I had them, and then the shade, they also have other shades on the website. Like they have striped ones.
They do?
They do.
We could really go bananas.
It's like green and white stripe, red and white
What?
stripe. Yes. I personally
How much were the shades?
The shades were $60 each.
Okay.
Which, it's a treat. But this would also be a great holiday gift.
I mean, $60
for
instant happiness. I would pay for that.
No, I mean, and I have a pet. I now have a pet. I have a pet that I'm carrying around from different rooms because I cannot stop looking at her. She's so cute.
She's so cute. We're so happy to have her.
You know, I'm a sucker for a scallop.
Who isn't? I mean,
I don't know.
I don't want to know them if they're not enjoying the scallop. But this woven is just, it's just, I can't take my eyes off
And
of
if you don't like a scallop, they also have a straight edge.
Okay.
They do have a straight edge raffia one. They have a few different ones. So we'll have to link it. I'll stop talking about it. But she is my bow right here. I should have brought the other one. The other one's in a different room, but I do have 2.
Yeah.
And then, of course, New York City. Mm-hmm. And then I think that, well, what would you say your
Well,
low is?
most definitely, I adore the lamp, but that's definitely like your bow. I would say that my main bow is, my bow is that you're so happy about the lamp.
Oh.
My main bow would be New York City, and just still riding off of the coattails. Is that the correct saying? Maybe. I don't know.
So.
Of that trip.
Yes.
And I would say that our low is the same, but then it turned into a bow. So
That's
really,
correct.
could you even qualify it as a low? I'll share with you. So before we get into the whole trip, on Sunday, we were supposed to leave New York to fly back to Cleveland, and our flight was canceled right in the morning. Actually, perfect timing. We've never had a flight be canceled like that before.
No.
Actually, which is pretty ridiculous considering how often we've traveled. It's complete luck. So that's good. And luckily we had nothing really to rush home to. And so we regrouped. It was due to weather, which I'm not quite sure. I think it was like the hurricane, planes couldn't come in. It was kind of raining in New York City. So we ended up flying out the next day on Monday out of JFK. We came in from LaGuardia. And then our hotel room, we're like, oh, we're just going to go down to the front desk and say, we need to stay an extra night. We've had some travel plans and whatever. And the whole hotel was booked. There was no rooms available. Our room was not available for one more night. So we regrouped and we ended up shifting, and we stayed an extra night in the Upper East Side at the most wonderful hotel called the Lowell, which if you've been following me on Instagram, I'm sure you saw me post about it.
It was your idea, and it was a good one. My favorite on the Upper East Side, because we just decided to change locations because Soho was a buzz with Fashion Week, and so there weren't many rooms available anywhere. So the Upper East Side was a great choice, and my go-to is the Carlisle.
Yes.
I love it there. And I was really happy with your idea. You said, let's try something new, and a good friend of ours, Anne, loves the Lowell.
Yes, it's like her place. And I thought, well, what a perfect opportunity. One night, there's only two people, and we showed up there, and it was like we had two separate trips because it was completely different vibes. And I would definitely stay. I mean, of course, me, the child, but wouldn't you say you would stay back at the Lowell again?
I absolutely would. I loved it.
Yes.
It's just beautiful. It's on the Upper East Side. It felt like you were going into somebody's beautiful private home.
Yes.
And the decor was just charming.
I have
They
to
had
tell
like a sunken living room.
Can I tell the funny story about Elizabeth swiping over?
That was funny.
So
Yes.
obviously I was Monday morning because we ended up leaving on a Monday as opposed to a Sunday. So we had breakfast at the hotel, which was probably the peak of our entire trip, like stay overnight at the Lowell. And I was posting all about it on my story, probably more than I even posted about actual Fashion Week because I was just in love with this place. And the first picture was like my croissant with butter and marmalade. And then the second was a video of me pouring my coffee in an individual silver pot with like this classical music. Like obviously I was just like unhinged and really playing into this whole thing. So Elizabeth, as we all know, is at college at Miami. So she like swiped over, and the first one was the croissant. She swiped over. She goes, "You skank." And then the second one was me pouring my coffee in the silver pot, and then she said, like, actually get away from me. And we told Laura that the other day. It was so
up.
funny. I was like, I wish that you could. She would have loved.
Yeah.
I mean, so would have Claire, but Elizabeth, you know how she just likes those like
She does.
little pots and little teacups
does.
and everything like that.
I think she was probably watching it as like the toast in her toaster popped up in the apartment.
Right,
Where she's
yeah.
like standing there.
She's
what
like,
am I
I'm in
gonna
line at
have?
Starbucks.
Right.
I can't deal with this right now. I'm like, happy Monday morning.
Right. It was dreamy.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
A real treat.
It was a real treat.
She's so funny. So
She's
that
so
was-
funny. So anyway, backing up to the New York Fashion Week recap, we just had such a magnificent time. On Thursday, we arrived in the city, and it's so easy. I know this is going to sound like ridiculous that I'm saying that, but it's just so easy to get to New York City from Cleveland. It's a quick hour flight. We had seamless traveling. We just hopped off the plane, got into our car, and arrived in Soho. We stayed at the Dominic before they kicked us out, which was the same hotel that we stayed last year for Fashion Week. It's in an incredible location, and it was just teeming, buzzing with influencers, celebrities. Alex Earle was actually staying
She was.
at our hotel, and we were on the elevator, I think, with like two of her friends, and I just like saw her posting about it, and we had obviously like the same bathroom, so that was fun. Lots of other celebrities and influencers.
And it was fun every time we walked in because there were cameramen, camera women. They were
Yes.
all like filming people.
There was always a photo shoot. And it's
I didn't know who anyone
no,
was.
neither, other than Alex, I did not know who any of the people were. Like, I didn't recognize them.
No.
It's
That
not even
doesn't
a
mean
large...
anything if I didn't know who it was because But I wish that I would have. You
just
I
felt like it was an important place to be.
I love to see stars.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. But I was looking at them and I didn't know who they were. But it was cool. They had cool outfits on and it was neat.
It was. And Thursday evening, the first event that we went to was at Veronica Beard, which was so fun, at their store in Soho, which was so funny that we took a car there that first night. We had no idea how close it was.
We had no idea. And the car ride took longer than the drive, but it was approximately 1,004 degrees. It was
so hot.
Really hot. And I'm glad that we took the car because...
Oh, I don't regret any part of that because we showed up fresh.
Mm-hmm.
And it was nice to see some familiar faces from the Charlotte event. We saw Lila, who was there, and it was so fun.
It was lovely. We had a great time.
Yeah. And then we had like a really yummy dinner in Soho. And
then that's a great place. I'm going to interrupt you.
Yeah.
That's a great place if you are in Soho area. It's called the Dutch.
Yes.
And it was a great restaurant.
It was.
We did walk to the restaurant.
We did. Mm-hmm. We found our way. Yes.
We did.
So that was delicious. A little kickoff to the trip dinner. And then on Friday, I had two events, and I was actually able to see Franny, who I was on the Boston trip with, and who I'm friends with, who lives in Soho. Mm-hmm. So we went to two events together. The J. Crew 40th was having a 40th anniversary pop-up like immersive interactive type thing, which was in Seaport, which I had never been to Seaport in New York City.
Same.
And
it looked, I
met up with Franny beforehand to take pictures. Guys, there was a moment. So we're on Spring Street and, we're trying to get the shot. We're both in hot pink. Like, we're reunited. It's a good time. There was a moment I was like, I'm going to pass out. 97 degrees, dripping with sweat. I had a hot pink blazer on. Who thought that outerwear was a great idea in such hot conditions?
It didn't matter. You looked really cute. The
two
of you were
in
coordinating pink.
Yes.
It didn't matter what you had on. It was hot.
But J. Crew was really fun, and we got some really cute goodies and bags to take home, and we just were able to talk to some of the gals who worked at J. Crew, who were darling. And then right after that, we went back to Soho to the Prada event, and that was also so much fun. The Prada Paradox fragrance, they had like this whole, again, kind of same type of pop-up, immersive, interactive.
People are so creative.
People are so creative.
I just can't even believe it.
That goes into it.
There is. And from your pictures, it looked incredible.
And a new little drink that I'm obsessed with was at the Prada event. There was like refreshments, and you could get like either lemonade, sparkling water, or matcha. And Fran ordered us both matcha lemonades. You would like it.
I would like to try that.
It was like, because sometimes the matchas can be too grassy, but this had like a sweet undertone, but it wasn't like artificial. Oh, I mean, I guess lemonade's artificial, but it was really good. And we got a lot of perfume. And then after that,
you smelled wonderful when you returned.
What did the woman say at Prada? She said, oh my God, I'm going to forget. I'm going to have to text Franny. It was like, this is for you. That's for, if you spray here, it's for you. If you spray there, it's for somebody else. And if you spray here, it's for everyone. So I go, well, spray me for everyone. So this woman just dosed. What is the word? Doused me.
Weren't you twirling and she was spraying?
She was spraying. I've never had more perfume on me. In fact, I was a little nauseous because I did smell really good, but it was just a lot. And then I posted it on my story, and it was so funny because everyone was really witty with their direct messages to me. Connor swiped over, which I don't like. Sometimes he swipes over, but it's like random things, especially like it's funny what boys choose to comment on. Yes. You know what I'm saying? And in all capital letters, he was like, you just took a huge spray to the face or something like that. And she hit me right in the middle of the face. I didn't care.
Eating it, probably.
I drank the perfume at that point, but it was totally worth it. So that was super fun. And then I stopped back at Franny's apartment just because I wanted to see it again. And then she actually, the whole timing, I know I'm talking a lot. I'm going to let you talk in a second. I'm so sorry.
I like listening.
The whole timing of it really worked out because she was going away for the weekend, but she pushed back her flight so we could do both events and just like not be rushed. So then she headed out because she was going to Chicago. And then you and I, and then I'll let you take it away because this was your idea, went to the Crosby Hotel. I changed into another look. And we went to the Crosby Hotel for an afternoon tea.
It was wonderful. It was on Friday afternoon, and I had tried to stay at the Crosby Hotel.
Yes.
It's a small Crosby Hotel. Is charming.
Yes.
It's a British-owned hotel. And you actually wore a dress that matched perfectly with it's very whimsical inside. It was packed with people. We made a reservation. So if you do go there, make a reservation ahead of time. And it's a bar combination afternoon tea.
Yes.
And we did the tea. And it was, first of all, it was a hearty tea.
It was a hearty tea.
My mom said, wow, it looked like there was a lot of food. Did you guys eat it all? Which I don't quite understand why we were,
Again, it's so funny what people take away from stuff.
Right. And it was our, in case anyone did see the pictures and were wondering, I said to my mom, I'm like, well, it was kind of our dinner. Like, we didn't go out to dinner then.
No, it was.
We did like a late tea. We did it at I think 4:45.
I mean, as I was sitting there, it didn't feel like, my God, what an excessive high tea.
No,
like it was the right amount.
Was so good.
It was so good.
We had champagne.
Everyone had they brought 2 tea sandwiches, so one for each person. I think there was
that
3
was
tea
brilliant.
sandwiches. That's all. Yeah,
because it was very
and then you
equitable.
had 2 scones, and then there was all of these desserts.
We actually didn't eat many of the desserts. They had. I don't know, little muffins and some, I'm not a cheesecake fan, and they had some cheesecake, but the scones, and I mean, I love egg salad, cucumber sandwiches, and it was, so if you are in the Soho area, there's La Durée, that's beautiful.
Yes.
But this tea was really great, or I just like the bar. If
I love
you just
the bar.
went and sat at the bar, or there's some cool tables there, and there was a couple next to us, they were just getting a la carte. You could just order off the menu.
Yes.
But I loved the decor. I thought it was a really neat hotel, and I would stay there sometime if there were rooms available.
Yes, the whole place seemed packed. I also thought that would be like a good birthday situation if you're going to New York, and you want to do like a little birthday thing, like having tea there. Again, La Durée, but we've done La Durée before. This was just a little bit more, neighborhoody.
It was
chic.
really, yes. And New York City, as everyone knows, is so huge. And that's why it was fun that our flight did get canceled and we were able to play hooky.
Right.
Because it's such a different energy in Soho than it is on the Upper East Side. And it's fun to experience both of them. And we got
Absolutely. I completely agree with you. So that was our Friday. And then Saturday was the big day, where I worked with Tresemme, which was so much fun. We really mostly just had breakfast in the morning and then took a car over to, it was called the Creators Loft, which this was, again, similar to like they set it up just for Fashion Week. It's not a permanent location. And the influencing marketing agency runs CeraVe, Kate Spade, and Tresemme. Those are like the 3 clients. So all of the brands were there being represented. I was just working directly with Tresemme, and I went and got my hair done, which was so fun at their hair bar. And they had like a relaxation room. There was a gifting suite. You could get refreshments. There was like a lot of picture opportunities. So there was a lot of different activities that you could do. There was only 6 girls that were a part of the Tresemme campaign. We all got our hair done, and it was really just wonderful and refreshing to, this is, only niche to me, to be in a space where everyone was just, and this is all a Fashion Week, where everyone was just openly getting content, openly taking pictures, taking videos, wanting to get the right shot. Tresemme had like a whole team of cameramen there with equipment and getting the, pictures and videos and stuff, which was really cool. And Hannah, who works on the influencer side, who I was in communication with leading up to it, was so sweet to like meet in person.
Great.
Because that's also what's really fun about this. And they even talked about it on the panel, because then after all of it, there was like this really informative influencing panel kind of working on how to get brands, and honestly, great advice.
Great advice.
But, sometimes you're emailing back and forth with these people, and obviously this is, in any job, but you're kind of like, who is on the other side of this? Or you just think it's going out into a black hole. But it was nice to like meet the girls behind each project and put a face to a name. So we honestly were there for a long time on Saturday, a few hours, which was so much fun. And then I actually had to get the content for Tresemme had to be live the same day. So right after we were there, we probably left at like 2:30. We went right back to the hotel, and I had to edit and send it to them for approval, which was also kind of nice to just do it all in one fell swoop. And we left with like a lot and goodies from all the brands.
That was really fun.
Yes.
The other thing, I am just continually amazed with people's creativity. And Kate Spade had a section, and they painted the wall. I think they painted it green.
They did.
And then they had hooks perfectly spaced out on the wall, and it was full of handbags. And really clever. If you wanted to, you could check out a bag for 24 hours and use the QR code and use it.
Yes.
I mean, it was so cute. And then I don't know if many people did that, but then people were going up and taking a bag and then photographing themselves with it. Like, just such creative things.
It was really creative.
And it was very fun. Well, it was fun for me because it's all, late 20s, early 20s into early 30s. Like, it's just really fun to see all of these creative, accomplished, predominantly women working on this. And it was an extremely collaborative, kind environment.
Very kind.
And I thought that I learned a lot from the panel. I felt like the mom on duty there.
You were the token mother. Everyone was, they loved it though, because the woman who was doing my hair, she said something like, when you walked away, she goes, "Oh, well, she's my mom now too." And I was like, she's everybody's mom.
But it was really, I mean, I was flattered that I got to be there with you. It was
of
fun.
course.
But it was just a really creative, the whole afternoon was fun. And what's neat is, I mean, I understand if we're near at home or something and you're trying to get a picture, you know, people are looking at you, or what is she doing?
Right.
Or I don't know what they think.
Yes.
You know, it's just, it stops people. But in this environment, you got to be and do your business because everybody was taking pictures and nobody cared.
That's what you were there for. It was like everybody had the same job and the same goal. I totally agree with you. So Saturday was a huge highlight of the whole trip, and it was
you should
very
be proud of
memorable.
yourself.
Yeah, well,
you applied for it, and
I did apply for it, and it was a paid partnership, which was also cool.
It's really cool. And Tresemme is sort of the sponsor of Fashion Week.
Yes,
hair.
that's another
and
cool
they have
thing
for like 15 years. So that's why I thought it was really neat. And
yeah, they've been the exclusive hair sponsor for 29 seasons for New York Fashion Week.
Oh my gosh, that long?
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Which is so, even like at all the runway shows and stuff, and when the models are getting ready, all of the products that are being used are Tresemme, which I thought was also really cool. And before I worked on this project, I obviously did not realize that. So, and we were really promoting the ultra fine hairspray, which I mean, I talk about my hair journey a lot. Really, that's also why this project and campaign was so perfect for me, because it was getting my hair done. I was, trying to get that point across to everyone. I don't think it was, you really hit like, no. But anyway, she curled my hair and she used the hairspray. My curls stayed in place for 3 days after that, and then I had it in a cute ponytail, and like they were just as bouncy as when I got them done. So truly, it was amazing hairspray.
I don't know if people use hairspray like they used to. I mean, when I was in high school, Aquanet or whatever, because everyone had bigger hair.
Right.
Hairspray is extremely helpful if you want your hair to stay in a certain way.
Totally. And I think that sometimes I would like not use it as much when I got a blowout, because I would think that it would make my hair
stiff or something,
or not as like crunchy or greasy. But the curls that she did, it just, I don't know, it locked it in place, and my hair didn't get oily or anything like that.
Well, maybe because it is super fine, like it's better than like an Aquanet thing. It's been refined a little bit, but maybe that's what helps. But it's extremely useful.
Yes.
It also takes out, if you get a pen mark on something, hairspray can get it out. I had no
idea. I did not know that. Is that like common knowledge?
I think so.
Well, that's crazy. I never knew that. Look at you, always bringing something.
So sometimes I keep like a little thing of hairspray with my laundry detergent and everything.
Oh, Anne. What are we going to do with you?
And if you have a pen mark in, you can spray the hairspray on it. And
I'm
then
sure
when
all
you
the moms listening to this are like, yes, Emily, everyone knew that. But I didn't know that. So maybe the younger gals.
It's better to just tell you right now, because I'll forget after we're done with the podcast. But a little thing of Aquanet is a good idea.
Write that down, ladies. Put that down.
Especially if you have little kids and they get pen on their
of
stuff.
Course. Are you kidding me? I'm sure that would be like when we were younger, constant for you. Just coming home with, school.
Right. Okay.
The more you know.
Helpful tip.
So then Saturday night, what did we do? Well, I had to edit all. Oh my gosh, we ran up to. So I had to get all my content in for Tresemme, and then we'd like a quick snack on the rooftop at the hotel as I was doing that. And then it was rainy. It was kind of gross weather, like either really hot or then rainy. It was whatever, but
it wasn't great weather.
We weren't there for the vibe.
We had a mission. I had a mission.
We went to the Upper East Side to. Well, why don't you tell? Because it's.
And I'm not ruining this for Elizabeth.
No, she knows.
Because she knows.
Yes.
But we got in an Uber and we went to the Upper East Side because, of course, I thought we were leaving the next day.
Right.
Otherwise, we could have done this on Sunday had we known. But we went to Go Yard.
Yes.
And it's right off of Madison Avenue. And Dad and I have given both of you a really cute Go Yard tote.
Claire and myself. Yes.
I think it was for your 22nd birthday, but we're doing it for Elizabeth's 21st. And I thought, okay, this is fantastic. We're here. And you can't order them online. No. You have to go in store. So the closest one, well, there's the New York one, and sometimes I've gotten it in Chicago, in the Neiman Marcus, but I have no other travel plans that I know
Right.
of.
We didn't know for sure, like, if we're going to Chicago between now and then. And really, it takes so long to get it.
While.
We had, thank God we did it, when we did.
I felt very victorious.
Yes.
Well, we get there and it's like 4:30 and it's a yucky kind of drizzling. We don't have an umbrella. I stood in line for 1 hour.
Yeah.
And
I was there actually right when we arrived. Again, we didn't realize that we were we thought we were leaving the next day. So when I realized that the line was going to take a while, I was like, I'm going to find Ralph's. Like, I'm all the way up here, bye-bye. So I run 10 blocks up.
So sweet.
I know. I was also in the rain. I didn't have an umbrella. So sweet.
Yeah.
I'm like, we're going to divide and conquer. I run up to Ralph's and get my coffee. And that was also the last time we were there, I think because of COVID, they didn't have their restaurant open. So if we had more time, I would also.
No, we saw the restaurant.
We did? Why don't
we
I
saw
remember?
It last year. It's really cute.
Inside?
Inside.
Okay, I don't know where my head was at. But anyway.
A couple of people came up to us and recognized you last time we were there.
But we sat outside.
Nope. You're forgetting this. It was I've been in there.
You're thinking of the Chicago one.
I am?
Yeah, because remember in Chicago, there was the restaurant and she came up to me.
You're right.
The New York one
sorry.
was, no, it's
I'm
okay. I
completely
understand.
wrong.
The New York restaurant inside was way grander.
Okay.
So anyway,
all right, I'm completely wrong.
I don't know what the point of my story was, but I hadn't seen it yet. So I got my coffee and then I ran back to you and you were texting me. You're like, we need an umbrella. I'm like, I seriously, like.
I was up against the wall, the outside wall. And I'm going to just say something. I have been in the Go Yard store off of Madison Avenue. I think it's like East 63rd or something. They're not very nice.
No,
they never have
snotty.
been. They're very snotty. And it's not, the guy warmed up when we got in there, but they make a big production of this line. And I'm sure it's been since COVID, but I don't know why we can't all go in or more people. And it took an hour and there were probably some people left the line, which was good for me.
Right.
But I thought I can't leave because when am I going to get this? And then
right.
Of course the line is probably a good sales tactic because you see the line and you're like, well, I really got to get in there.
Yes. So it did take about an hour. And then when we went in.
I'm going to interrupt you though. The man who helped us was very nice.
Yeah, he was fine. I don't know what they were good though. The guy, once we were in, he was very nice and we knew exactly what we wanted. So there wasn't any playing around. We went in, we got what we needed. We weren't 100% sure with the personalization of it. So that was nice to see, like, the computer, and he pulled up a lot of different versions. And what we arrived at was not exactly what we went in thinking we were going to get, but I love it.
I love it.
So Elizabeth.
I love it. And she picked out, because you guys have picked out, she wants a green one.
Yes.
And they are back ordered. So this whole thing with her monogram on it is going to take 10 weeks to get. And her birthday's in December. So I just felt very victorious. I'm very excited about the gift. And we did it.
It was a sleigh.
It was a sleigh. It's also a really cool store.
It is.
They don't let you photograph anything. And it's just it's beautiful.
It was beautiful.
Upstairs, they have lots of luggage. Once a few years ago, one of the salespeople took me upstairs so I could see it. I don't think they do that anymore, but it's cool.
There definitely seems to be a massive amount of rules in place in that store.
Not
a really carefree group of people that I've met. No. Extremely rigid, considering we're talking about canvas leather bags. Like, it's not that deep.
It's strange.
I wanted to shake them and be like, have fun. But
it feels like I wanted the three of you to, like, I can check it off.
Yes.
It's an accomplishment. I feel consistent.
Totally.
Equal. Everyone has one.
And then
they're for life. They're great.
They're for life. I mean, I use mine every single day. There is not a handbag that I have loved or used more in my entire life. It truly is an amazing tome. I believe that you could probably fit a bowling ball in there and it would withstand the weight.
If you're in a bowling league, take a look at those.
You're in need of no, but just like it can carry so much. I don't know what they do to it to make it so much better than, because it is like flimsy, so you could fold it up. I mean, I'm sure many of you listening to this, like, you've seen this before, but I just wanted to speak to the quality of it.
Okay, so I'll get us back on track. We accomplished our shopping mission, and then we were hungry, and it was sort of drizzly, and so we went a couple
and potentially sick since we had been standing out in the rain.
Yeah, exactly. We went a couple blocks the opposite direction to the Pierre.
Yes.
Which is also a beautiful hotel. I've never stayed in it, but it's old. It's been there forever. People have heard about the Pierre. and we went into the lobby bar. There was a piano player. It was a Saturday night, and we had a cocktail and we had a couple of appetizers, and that was our dinner.
It was wonderful. And this was recommended by our designer, Debbie. Did you already say that?
No, I didn't say that.
She stays there. That's her favorite hotel. We were really taking everybody's recommendations and following through with it. So yeah, it felt like, and as I was sitting there having, sipping my cocktail, it was giving me the same vibes as Bellman's, but I don't know why Bellman. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the vibe in Bellman's. It has a piano player. It is very there's something in the air. But if you can't get into Bellman's, because it does get really busy on the weekends, go to the Pierre. It's basically the same type of thing. Piano player, older hotel, really great food, really great drinks. So I loved it.
And it just feels, you're right, it feels just classic New York City.
Yes.
And then also the Lowell.
Yes.
Jacques Bar.
Also they didn't have music, but that could have just been because it was a Sunday night.
Right. And that's even smaller, but oh my gosh, so charming.
So charming.
Beautiful bar.
Yes.
And we didn't stay at the Pierre because we felt like we'd already had a drink there and we'd kind of walked around.
We wanted to try something else.
So that's why we feel like we tried different things.
Yes. So then the next morning, we had breakfast, and then right after that, that's when we found out that our flight was canceled, regrouped, booked a new flight, decided to stay at the Lowell. Then the rest of the day, again, very rainy, kind of gross, but hot, sticky.
Gross.
So, just wanted to let you guys know what the weather was.
I feel like we talked about this last time, the heat.
Probably.
Yes.
It'll never stop. They know the drill.
Right.
Then we had a shopping day in Soho, and that was fun. We went to Bloomingdale's because they have a really great Bloomingdale's there. You guys know how much we love Bloomingdale's. They have the brand Aqua we love. We didn't buy too much just because, we'd have to pack it and carry it, and then we were kind of just looking at sizing for ordering online.
When we say shopping, I feel like we were doing window shopping. We really, other than Zara, we didn't buy anything.
No.
And then the present for Elizabeth. But I had never been in the Bloomingdale Soho store, and it's very urban feeling. I liked it, like industrial.
I would agree.
And I like the industrial feel to it, and it's not huge.
Right.
So that was very manageable and fun.
Yes.
And I liked it.
And then we found a ton at that Soho Zara. I mean, our Zara at home in Cleveland, Ohio seems to not be getting the same inventory.
It's like a season or two behind.
No, it seriously is. By the time it gets trickled down, it is like a season or two behind. And so we found...
Well, I don't know how many weeks it is, but Zara turns over. They have new merchandise constantly. Ours is, not a season. It's just weeks behind.
Yes.
Because Zara moves way too quickly for our Cleveland Zara.
Way too fast. And even I posted the suit that we got. It was this tan suit. Gosh. It actually has sparkles all over it. That was from Zara. It fit like a glove. Couldn't even find it online. Is it so new that it's not on the website yet, or is it old? But why would it be old? It's not old. There's no way in that store is it old.
It's not old because there were tons in a lot of sizes. It is, we should look again. It's the cutest suit.
It looked Veronica Beard.
It did.
And sparkles on that beautiful taupe. Zara really is doing the most.
Right into the holidays.
We found so much. We found so much from that Zara. So that was the only place that we bought the things from. We also popped into Other Stories.
I also found a pair of loafers.
Oh my gosh.
At the Zara. Oh my gosh. They're so cute. They look like a penny loafer, and they have a gold coin in it. And then they also have kind of a tassel flap.
Yep.
They are actually comfortable.
Oh, I was going to say.
I love them.
Yeah.
I've worn them a couple times this week, and they look so designer. So designer. I just love them. The only thing I will say is I wore them barefoot because I usually just wear a loafer. I don't put a little footy on. And they're patent leather, and they made my nail polish, and some of my nail polish turned black.
I've had that before.
On the tips.
Honestly, my Gucci loafers do that to me too.
They?
So that's not just a cheap thing. That's just because sometimes
it just depends on the shoe. So, but those were, oh my gosh, they were so cute.
I should honestly do a little Zara haul somewhere because I am part of I'm a Zara ambassador, and we just found so many good basics. Even the top that I'm wearing, if you're joining us on video, it's short sleeve. This is from Zara, and I'm actually kind of burning up with this cardigan. I was trying.
You are a Zara ambassador.
I am,
because we found some really, really nice things.
We did, so that was great. And then we popped into Other Stories, which is also a great shop. We didn't get anything there.
I I did. I
Talk
bought one
about it.
thing. I've got a really cute khaki, kind of like a trench coat idea. It cinches at the waist. Really perfect for spring or fall.
Yeah. Transitional outerwear. Think, you know, seasonal, just for like this next few weeks where it's cooler but not too cold.
Great price point. And the other thing that we saw all over New York, and I don't know if you'll be able to embrace it. Elizabeth said she's seeing it at school a little bit, are little anklet socks that have like a ruffle around it. And I think it's a really cute trend.
I do too.
So people are wearing them with a loafer or a flat, and then you can get sheer ones, which I don't love this trend as much, with a heel or a dressier shoe.
Yeah.
But I like the one that you just wear with a loafer. It's really cute.
As do I. It was very cute. So we did pick up a pair of those from And Other Stories.
And they had little pearls around it.
Yes.
So we'll have to try and figure out. They're black. That would be cute to show with a black loafer.
Totally.
A lot of people I saw were doing white with a black loafer, but we could try this.
That would be cute as well.
I also ordered some from Amazon that have a little ruffle. So we will test those out this week.
We're going to hop on that trend for you guys.
Yes.
The other notable thing on Saturday was I went to Blank Street Coffee, which I've been wanting to, and I had the best pumpkin spice shaken, what was it, cold brew latte, whatever. It was incredible. So if you are in New York in the fall, definitely go there, because that was like on my list of coffee shops that I wanted to visit.
And that was it. It was kind of a fun one. It was just a walk-up window while they are rehabbing, or maybe they're
they're opening a store in Soho.
And your cousin Catherine.
Oh my gosh, my cousin Catherine was in London this summer for an abroad program, and she texted me like a few days after and was like, "Oh my gosh, I went to Blank Street Coffee every day in London and got their, I think it was like their pistachio latte or something like that." And I said, "Well, it genuinely was the best coffee that I've had in quite some time."
Wow.
Yeah, and that's a high bar for me.
I just had nice tea. It was good.
Yeah. You
But
had
there
a sip did you have a sip of mine?
I did. It was good.
It was good. It was good. So then in the afternoon, we went to the Lowell. We had, I have to tell the quick story about our on Sunday night when we were eating dinner in the bar.
Oh,
so we
that's
checked
fun.
in. We had a welcome, glass of champagne. We got to our room. I did some work. You talked to Elizabeth. Then we got ready for drinks and dinner. We went down to the bar, which was really small, by the way. It was really, really small.
Teeny.
I had my taupe suit on with the sparkles, had a photo shoot. You get the vibes. So we're sitting there, we're drinking our French 75s. I'm having this wonderful baked chicken. And these two women walk into the bar, and I'm looking at the one, because the other one was like behind a pillar. And I'm staring at her, and I'm like, there's nobody else in the restaurant. Like nobody else. And it's not a big room either. So again, you're literally like, it's somebody's living room. And the two people who are taking care of us are like staring right at us. So
They were wonderful.
They were wonderful as well. I love them dearly.
There was two sisters that were British.
Oh, and we saw them
And
again
they
at
had
breakfast.
just left. Yes.
They were super chic as well. So I'm looking at this woman, and I'm like, "Mom, you know her." Like, Mom looks, and she's like, "Honey, like, I don't know who this." I go, "No, like, I almost recognized one of the women's voices." So I look at you, I go, "Oh my gosh, ladies, stick with me." They were Franny's aunts. Franny has 3 aunts, 3 fabulous aunts that she talks about them a lot with me, but she also posts about them a lot.
Crazy.
So I've seen them over the years on her socials. And like, she stayed with one of the aunts who was there in Boston before she came on her trip. So it was like a whole thing. So I pop up and I run around and I'm like, "Are you Franny's aunts?" And then the one actually obviously follows me on Instagram. She is a decorator, and she follows me because, Franny and the whole connection. So we're jumping up and down and screaming
exciting
in this bar. Like, what are the chances out of all the places in New York City of all the times? And they walked in, and unfortunately the kitchen was closed because it was a Sunday night. I think they closed early.
And they don't live in New York City.
No, they don't live in New York
One
City.
of the aunts, I think, is renting something right now, but it's not like they live right there and
Right.
they were coming.
Right. It's not like they. So that was hysterical. And then I was texting Fran. We were like taking pictures, and she was like, "What are the odds?" So that really made our night. And
It was fun.
it's fun running into people.
Yes.
So then on Monday we woke up. We did have a little photo shoot in the morning on the Upper East Side because I had like one more outfit left, which I still need to post. It's a really cute tweed dress from Bloomingdale's. And then we had the most magnificent breakfast ever. And we were sad to leave.
The setting was just exquisite.
It was exquisite. Honestly, the pictures and videos that I took don't even capture it. These 2 British women, that's right. I didn't tune into them so much until the next day, like in the morning. And they were just sitting there and they were just like, it was just whispers coming out of them. And they had yogurt bowls. So we ordered yogurt bowls because obviously we wanted to be British and chic like them.
Yes.
And warm croissants with marmalade, and the coffee was amazing. They had the lights. They actually had the wider version of the rechargeable lights. And you know,
I feel like I should call them and tell them about the scallop shades.
Honestly, they probably already had them. Like, they're so on it with everything.
It was just really beautiful.
There was another British guy who was eating by himself, and he asked for strawberries and cream.
He did.
I'm like,
the service.
I want some strawberries and cream.
I know. The service was great. Even when you checked in, they still have a key for the doors.
Yes.
Narrow hallways upstairs, not very big rooms, but just charming. It was quiet,
silent.
Yes.
Yeah. So
they said they were booked, and I felt like we were the only people
I
in the
didn't see
hotel.
another person. I think they kept everyone kind of separate, like, you know, their own experience.
It was such a bonus, memorable, really fun.
It was
like
extremely memorable.
It was like we were playing hooky or
Yes.
something. And luckily, I only had a couple things that were easy to reschedule on Monday, and then we came home.
It was very seamless. And then
Terry
we came home
picked us up.
Terry picked us up. He came in a full suit because he wanted to look nice for Anne.
It was cute.
It was so funny.
So cute.
I'm like, this is so cute. And we came back on a beautiful fall day. So, yeah, that was the New York recap. I'm so happy we were able to really sit down and talk through it, and be sure to, you know, check out the visuals on the gram and the vlog and whatnot.
We've had a really nice week as well.
I feel
like we've been working really hard, and you worked on your fall capsule wardrobe that we've been doing. And I also want to mention another beau is Laura. Who this was the third week that she has come.
Yes.
For about 4 hours. And I feel like it's been a little bit life-changing.
A lot life-changing.
When she's just a delight to begin with. And she is such a fast learner and a hard worker. And we just have a lot of content.
We do have a lot of content. And having
that we are assisting you with.
Oh my gosh. The two of you, and just the way that like she fits in so perfectly and just like gets everything so quickly, and having the extra set of hands, I feel like has obviously taken off like some of the workload, but also I feel like it's showing through in our content. Like, it's just been, it's so fun. And the days that she comes over are so much fun.
So fun.
It's really fun to have a team. It
really
is. Three's a crowd. It's a fun friend group. So we'll have to have her on the podcast. Is she coming Tuesday? Wednesday. That's right.
Can I, before we go, I thought I would give a little house update.
Please.
The framing has begun on our house.
Yes.
We can now walk on the subfloor, and it's sort of penciled in where all the different rooms are. And it is so exciting for me.
I should take
I'm
a
really
little
excited
video this week. I'll go over there and take a little video to share because it's not, shocking is not the right word, but it's just like actually crazy to see it, you know, come to life.
And I had a couple meetings at the site this week, and it was just, and Dad and I were walking around it, and I don't know, it's impressive how houses are built.
I know. No. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just going like way down to the most basic thing.
Right. Just zoom out for a second. It's like crazy.
It's crazy.
I know. I always think that.
And the precision, and I just am so respectful of all our team and how much work everyone's putting into it, and the effort. Because I don't know how you do it. And I'm just really impressed with it all.
I could not agree with you more. The whole process. I can't believe we actually got to this point where like the house is framed because of all the work behind the scenes and the prep work. So I'll take a video so you guys can get a visual to take it in stages.
And we're kind of working on the landscaping right now, talking to the landscape architects just to get a feel, you know, picking out the driveway and all those little things. And Debbie, the designer, and I sat down and we're working on, we have two kind of outdoor areas and we were looking at outdoor furniture for that.
Yeah.
And it's just really fun.
Yeah. If you guys want more specifics, like I could always put a little question box to go more in depth. Maybe like next week we could talk about more of your like house decisions, because I do know there's a huge group of you that really love the home building, home decor.
And I've tried to answer the DMs.
We know that you.
For different
we know
things.
that you're so attentive to that. No one doubts that you don't.
There's some things that I haven't gotten, but I do try. Or you know what I'm not good at is I quickly read it and then I think, oh my gosh, they see that I have read it, but I'm unable to answer it at this moment. So I usually try and go back. So I do try.
No one
answer
doubts
them
it.
all.
No one doubts how communicative
If
you
I
are.
don't know the answer,
I'll find it. So just looking ahead for this week, Elizabeth's coming home actually either Wednesday or Thursday because we have our cousin's wedding this coming weekend on Saturday, which is really exciting. We actually have a lot going on.
We're getting our
Like
family
socially.
pictures taken.
Christmas card pictures, wedding, Brown's home game, Elizabeth. We have a trunk show that we're going to with Laura. Like just a lot of fun things.
A lot of fun things
Just a
this
lot of
week.
fun things. So, yeah, that's our show for tonight. It's Sunday evening. I think we're gonna go have a little dinner and just get organized for the week ahead, and enjoy the rest of our Sunday up at our lake house. But thank you so much for joining me on the pod for this week and doing the NYC recap. And honestly, all of this is just making me want to go back there. I'm going to just go rewatch all my TikToks and think about my croissant. Thank you all so much for listening to this week's episode of the podcast. Be sure to follow me on all of my socials. Have a great week, everyone. And remember that everything is, in fact, better with a bow. Bye-bye now.